UNLV game, even though that's a really good run offense. Did you feel like it was improved over a week ago?
I do feel like it was improved. The very first drive, they came in there, and then it was a long drive. They got 8 by 85 yards on that first drive. After that, then we kind of settled down. I think they finished up with about 180-something yards rushing when they were averaging 260. But I just think that the players did a really good job, in the run game, and we made it an emphasis. And it's something that we could definitely build upon.
What specifically did you guys get better at in defending the run?
Just the details and things that we talked about last week. We kept it simple so that guys can play fast, and then diving into the details, making sure that, first of all, our alignments were right, and then your eyes, and then you just the foot placement. And then being on your fit, whether that's your run fit or your pass fit, if your eyes are right, you would end up on the right run fit, pass fit, and then just playing aggressive. So I think collectively all the guys involved did a really good job of just dialing in on that. And then, that's a very difficult offense to defend.
Were there one or two guys that kind of led the charge with that?
Again, one or two guys, no, because it takes everybody, in that offense, especially with some of the triple option looks that we had, and then, the quarterbacks, who has, used his legs. So it was all across the board. I couldn't point out just one guy, because all it takes is one guy not to be in his fit, and then it can be an explosive play.
They didn't really break out that go-go package a ton that they're so well known for in that game, but a lot of that option stuff they do out of other formations, and it puts linebackers in conflict just kind of no matter what. How did you feel like Melvin and Isaiah and even Dexter kind of responded to that?
Yeah, so they gave us some 12 personnel and stuff, and even still with that, they were in the go-go package. They just gave it to us out of different personnel. Yeah. So I think they did a great job. Those three guys along with the front. Just because, you got to get up there and play physical and then knock things back, and you got to be really good with your eyes and your keys and playing fast to the ball.
You obviously have been around here for years with Alton Julian during his career.
With that guy back there?
Yeah. But you've been around guys that have, had to persevere like him. What do you think that meant to the team and him and just getting back?
I mean, it just shows in life things get tough, and then you just never give up. You keep working. And I've known Alton. I remember went to CSM, to the junior college, and he was, back when he was there. So I've known him since then, when he was still at the JC. And then I think every time I saw him, I'd be like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And just would go over there, and then want to see him here. But I just think that it just shows that in life, you're going to face adversity. There's going to be bumps and bruises, and things are not always going to go your way. But if you persevere and you stay with it, when the opportunity comes and, you get a chance, then, make the best of your chance. But I'm really happy that he's healthy, because that's the main thing. And I think he and I both shed some tears talking about his playing time and when he could come back, a couple months ago. Yeah. And I could just tell in his face. So I'm just extremely happy for him, and I think for his brothers and the teammates, to see him get out there on the field, they were all happy for him, because they started cheering his number and his name, even in practice when he started practicing.
What's his in healthy? What's his present means for your defense? What's he add to the mix?
He's very smart. He's a guy that. He played some of what we called our Sam position last week. He knows the safety, and I just think that he's smart with all the experience that he has, that you can talk to him and he can learn it in the classroom. And there may be some things you have to run through out there in practice to get him some reps, but he gets the total concept of what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Going to Cal this week, what does your experience tell you about preparing for a Justin Wilcox team?
Yeah, well, they're going to be tough and physical. I do know that. I know a lot of those guys, there, but they're going to be a tough physical team. And, as you look at them, they're explosive. Their running backs are explosive. They have some really good receivers, and trying to get the ball to the tight end. They'll be ready to play, and, so will we. It's going to be the same story about us just dialing in on the details and making sure that we execute and then being able to play fast.
Then when you look at that offense, obviously Jay Knott's the outlier, but they have a lot of good running backs, really talented quarterback. What stands out about what they do?
I just think that you know, they do a really good job of their RPO game. And then, you know, the quarterback will get it out of his hands fast. They do a really good job of getting it to their tight end and then mixing it around to the receivers. But you just have to make sure, you know, because it's like, you know, in their 11 personnel, you got to make sure you stop the run, but then they have the receivers with all the good skill out there. And then 12 personnel, you know, depending upon if number 10 plays, he's a really athletic tight end, you know. So, I mean, and it almost looks like he's a receiver at times the way he moves. But, you know, 87 is really good, you know, and he can run. Grizzle, it's funny because when I think I was there, he was like a freshman, and now he's on, you know. But anyway, so they are, you know, you have to defend everything. You just got to be disciplined and play to your rules.
And you guys kind of put those 4-3 looks on the field with, you know, the Sam out there as opposed to, you know, having Cy out as a nickel. It seemed like it was pretty effective. Is it something you guys are wanting to get back to more this week?
It depends if they give us the personnel to do so. We'll match personnel, and sometimes we may stay nickel. It just kind of depends on what they're trying to do with their personnel.
Is it just a straight personnel match from that look based on if they're giving you 21 or, you know, 12 or?
It was last week. Yeah, it was last week for the 12 personnel and the things that we saw. Yes.
On a week like this, do you and Justin, like, do you text each other at all? Like, what is that? Do you just
No.
like keep it radio silent?
Yeah, it's been radio silent, you know, so I haven't talked to him since I think before the season. I haven't talked to him, you know, and then any of those guys over there. Yeah, maybe text like on other weeks, but not this week, you know. I'll see him.
Right.
This is a defense that's been through a lot, had, you know, some tough outings, but morale-wise, how's the team holding up, and who do they look to for leadership at times like this?
I think they're holding up really well, you know, and this is a gritty, tough team. They don't flinch, you know. They're always out there fighting and chomping to get to the next opportunity, you know, because the past can't hurt us. You know, we have to move on, and I think they look to each other. But there's guys like Misi, Melvin, and Skylar, you know, just so positive around the room. They all pick each other up.
We're gonna keep asking Andy off-air questions until he stops producing. But like, just talking to him yesterday, it sounds like he wasn't even in the defensive playbook or anything until the Nevada week. Like that's not an easy thing for anybody to do at this level. Like, college defenses are hard to pick up. Like, how does a guy pick it up that quickly and get out there and give you quality snaps?
Well, again, like, you know, he was a inside backer who transitioned to an outside backer at Cal. He came here and then playing, you know, some tight end. So I think Coach Marshall did a really good job. And then also Andy is very bright. You know, he's very smart. So I think he drew back on some of his experience from when he was playing, you know, outside backer there at Cal, and then changed some of the terminology of how we're playing the techniques and stuff. And I mean, he has a really good motor where he just plays physical and goes hard too.